Good morning, people, and welcome back to the channel. It is Wednesday and it's the day after Spain won their semi-final in the World Cup. I just caught the last 10-15 minutes of that game. They won 2-0 against France, so they're through to the final. Anyway, today I thought I'd go for a little bit more exploring beyond our neighbourhood. So we'll go into the next neighbourhood, but on the east side, across Malabanias Road. Now that road has been named after the barangay, which this whole area, including that block as well, is Malabanias. So yeah, we're heading down towards Malabanias Road, starting at Mabini Street. And I wanted to check out the difference in that area versus the difference of living in this area. So this area is a bit quieter, I'd say, a bit more residential. There's only one flagship condo tower, and that is the Kandi residence in this sort of block area. But over there, I think that's packed full of restaurants and condos. It's got the famous Kandi Towers, or the Kandi Realty over there. So they've got several blocks. So we'll take a walk past there. And now we're on to Sarmiento Street. And we're heading towards Valdes Street. Interestingly, when we were on the other side heading towards Koreatown and a bit closer to Clark, a lot of the street names were American. Like we met Texas Avenue, we met Carolina Street, and several others. We also noticed that some of the street names around Koreatown were named after world rivers, which, if anyone knows the reason, please drop that in the comments. But looking over here, as we're heading towards Valdes Street, the street names are starting to sound a lot more Spanish. Now, the Philippines was a Spanish colony for around 300 years, so no doubt that would be the reason. It also means that this is probably one of the older settlements, predating the arrival of the Americans. Here we have Malabanias Road, so that marks the sort of end of my neighbourhood. It's a really busy road, you've got to be really careful on this one. that looks like a nice peaceful block. Abandoned building just there. Nice street down here, nice and quiet. Very tempting to walk down that. I actually wanted to carry on down Valdes Street, so I'm not going to be swaying.
I think that one was, looking at Google Maps, that one was E. Valdes Street, so this is Valdes and that was E. Valdes. Nice property there, well maintained verge. Morning. A lot of jeepneys parked along here, and I've seen photos from dating back from, you know, the late 80s, and the jeepneys are identical. Now, I don't know what that says for the economy. When you look at something like Beijing, if you look at photos of Beijing and the transport around Beijing back in the late 80s, it's chalk and cheese. On the other hand, that is an icon of Philippine culture, the jeepney, so it's been preserved. So it's starting to get a bit busy. I guess people are going out for the school run. Yeah, so I think now we're getting into the sort of restaurant area of this block. And we've got another one similar to VFW, American Legion. I do not know the history behind that restaurant. Let's see what else is new around here. Yeah, so this whole area, there's a lot of Spanish street names, and let's have a look at some of these. So that one's Cheeky Monkeys. I've heard of that. I think they do reasonably priced food. Everything's closed at the moment, so it's hard to gauge. But a few sari stores. Not much in the way of early morning breakfast, and then we're back on to Don Hueco at the end. I am going to take a turn and go back down here and try and find Kandi's. See what's going on. All day cafe there. Have a nice coffee.
this one is for sale. I guess if you live in this area, you know these streets pretty well. Because it's not a huge area, this. But for me, I don't often come down here, so I do not know completely my way around. You know what? I'm going to go down here. Looks like there's some development going on, and that must... I thought that was the back of ABC, but it's not. ABC is further at the front. This is another hotel or condo, and then there's some development going on here. This is Marina Street and home to T-Bax Sports Bar. And it's also got I think it's called Angelic Residences. Alright, they've got apartments for rent. I wouldn't know how much they cost. Oh, is this the back of the Ambassador Suites? Yeah, I believe it's the back. And they are very nice condo units, but quite expensive, and they do have a swimming pool. I think if you was to rent one long term, you'd be looking at 40,000 plus a month. That's just a guess, and that would be for a big one bedroom, but their one bedrooms are big. Nice and peaceful down here though, at this time of day. The sun is not raging. It's nice and cool. Yeah, and here we've got the Angelic Residence, and I think you'd be looking for around 30,000 for a studio there. Maybe more for a one bedroom if they do one bedroom units. This place, I don't know about this place, but it looks like they have Highfield suites. Okay, studio type, 2 bedroom, loft suite. Okay, and it's fully furnished. So if you didn't want to buy furniture, then that would be the obvious option. Angelic Premier Residence, that's what it's called. And T-Bax, which is a sports bar, is in there. Big on American sports. I'm sure they're showing the World Cup. They show all types of sports, English sports, everything there. German restaurant, I've never been in there, but I wouldn't mind checking that out. because I love a bit of German food. Right, now I know where we are. Okay, there is Kandi Towers, okay. So Kandi is probably the best known condo developments in Angles. So they typically have studios, 1-bedrooms, and larger units, maybe 2 bedrooms and more. Price wise, you're probably looking at 30,000 and up for a studio, and then maybe 35 to 40 for a 1-bedroom, and then for a 2-bedroom you're probably at that 45 to 50, depending on the location and the age and the condition of the furniture and everything. But yeah, this is really well built condo. I've stayed in here before, it's lovely. Good location if you want to be close to the bars. For me, I prefer a little bit more residential, I suppose. To be a little bit further out, but each to their own. I think I just breezed past a area on the right hand side without noticing. It's because these Kandi developments, there's quite a few of them along here. That one's Grosvenor, that's Chatsworth. I think you had Kandi 1, 2 and 3 back there. And I think these were all built at different stages, so they're all in different conditions. Maybe we can just poke our head in this one, Chatsworth. Oh yeah, they got a little pool all to themselves down there. It's not a high rise. Well, this one, Opal Tower by Kandi. Opal Tower. So this must be the latest development. So the sales office is here, and they've got one in White Tower, which we didn't see. White Tower is back the other way. Opal Tower, so I wonder what is going on there and where that's being built, because I guess they finished White Tower, then they're getting on with the next development. One thing I'll say about the restaurant in Kandi Tower, I think this is Kandi 3 on the end, I think, which has the food is brilliant in the restaurant. Yeah, and it's not too expensive for what it is. Western food. They probably do everything. I mean, I normally have the salmon, and the salmon is, you know, for 500 peso, you get a great, well-cooked salmon with vegetables. I think mashed potatoes, lovely. Yeah, and they do deliveries. The restaurant is actually awesome. Okay, so that is outside my neighbourhood on the other side of Malabanias Road, and we have come to the end to head right back towards my place, Elvira Street. I might just I was going to go to Zeppelin Street, but I'm thinking since I don't have my microphone today, there's a empty lot for sale. I'm sure some realtors will have their eye on that, close to Kandi. Empty lot there, with just garage there. It's so noisy here and I don't have my mic, so I'm thinking a bit concerned about the sound quality, but we'll wait and see. Open 6 a.m, so that is already open, and they do good breakfasts and coffee, Western breakfast, Filipino I believe, but I think they're famous for their American style breakfast there. And I think, yeah, I've eaten there, it's decent. Busy along here. Back on Malabanias Road, and we are going to dart into Savinio Street at the first opportunity to get off this busy Malabanias Road. Robinson's there. Come on in, how are you doing? That is a gym on that side of the road. What I noticed about this street is, I think there's a couple of Thai restaurants I want to check out. Yeah, there's one right there. Closed every Monday. Well, it's not Monday. Patches. Patches Thai restaurant. Okay. I like Thai food. I wouldn't say it's my favourite. My favourite is Indian without a shadow of a doubt. And there are a few Indian restaurants here. I haven't been to them recently, but I need to check them out. And there's the other Thai restaurant. Yai Thai Noodles. It's not ideal for walking up the street, to be totally honest with you. way too busy, not much of a sidewalk. Fortunately, I'm not going too far up here. Seeing a lot of these little electric car like buggies around, and they're not a bad choice of transportation for around here. They're really not, because they have a roof, so you're good in the rain and you're good in the sun. It's nice to be off Malabanias Road. Yeah, it looks decent down there. I might have to go and explore down there at some point. You know what? I might as well. No, you know what? I'll save that for another day. And we are back where we started. So we are almost back home, and I thought I'd just show you the garden, because we made a few improvements. We're trying to put in artificial grass there so that it stays nice, and it's started to take shape. Hopefully finish that in the next couple of days. Yeah, so this is what it's looking like at the moment. Got the edge there. Here's the carport, which we're going to turn into a sort of seating area because we don't have a car. And then, yeah, so this has been all leveled off. It's ready for the artificial grass, which is hopefully going to go down soon. A lot of potential. for this whole area, which is pleasing. Anyway, see you soon.